candidate signals far too early for the turn. Looking at the sat-nav is fine as long as we don't use it as our reference point to signal. For that we need to look beyond the front of the car to get the idea of how far away the turn is. Here would have been a better time to start signaling.
Turn right, then, at the end of the road, turn right.
Good observations, and again at the next junction, which allows them to continue without stopping as they've already seen it's clear to go.
Turn right, Gladstone Road.
They do a great job of reapplying the signal, even though it cancels several times.
After 200 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, Mill Lane.
Just a little early with the signal this time. With this entrance, it's barely used.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
So would only be a problem if the signal misled someone turning in or out of there. A nice, slow approach gives us the chance to do clutch control, but then we start to roll back, only slightly though. Then a lack of control sees us edge just beyond the giveaway line, but not by enough to cause problems to others. Handbrake would have been a better option here. That noise was the candidate changing to first gear, having only just realized they were still in second, and also applying the handbrake. Once again, they've done well to reapply the signal. Good initial acceleration, but then we lose some momentum while changing to second gear and the vehicle behind starts to get a little close. We do start to make good progress down the road again though.
After 300 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the third exit, A428, Harleston Road.
Good early position, and much better timing with the signal.
Go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
On the approach we have momentum to enter before the black van on the right, but the candidate chooses to wait, which is fine. No opportunity to go yet really. These two blockers would give us a great chance to go. Coupled with the slight opportunity earlier, this is now worth a minor fault for undue hesitation. Another couple of blockers in a row and, after a short delay, the candidate gets going. A few more seconds stationary there, with that opportunity, would have likely evolved to a serious fault.
After 300 yards, turn left, Cotswold Avenue, then take the third right.
Again, good timing with the signal.
Turn left, then take the third right.
The candidate chooses first gear to turn into the road, even though it's pretty wide with no parked cars in the way. We drop to 5 miles per hour with the car following. Second gear at around 8 or 9 miles per hour would have been better.
Turn right, Edgehill Road.
Pull up on the left in a safe place, please. And drive on when you're ready.
After 80 yards, turn right, Stonelit Chase, then, at the end of the road, turn left. Turn right, then, at the end of the road, turn left.
Again, the candidate makes the mistake of only listening to the sat-nav to time their signal, rather than looking out the front for where the turn is.
Turn left, A428, Harleston Road.
The mistake could have been worse if there was someone waiting to pull out at the first road on the left. We should have waited to signal after that first turn. Good acceleration onto the main road. A left mirror check after the van would have been safer here. That was good management of speed up to the lights, holding back and waiting for them to change.
Pull up on the left, please, in a safe place.
The candidate does well to notice the bus stop and not park next to it.
And drive on when you're ready.
Again, good acceleration, getting up to speed on the main road.
After 300 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Another early signal with there being a turn before the roundabout. That's 3 times now.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
A 4th time may result in a serious fault, a 5th time certainly would, as it would show the candidate consistently isn't capable of timing their signals well enough.
When it's safe, could you operate the horn, please? Thanks. Now, coming up, there is a new roundabout the sat-nav doesn't recognize. We're just going to follow the road ahead at it, first exit.
A little fast entering the roundabout, considering it's quite narrow for 2 lanes, but the candidate just manages to avoid straying into the right-hand lane mid-roundabout.
After 500 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
Coming up, there are 30 signs, and the candidate fails to slow enough before them. Their speed through the signs is more like 34 or 35, despite the camera readout.
Go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
Luckily they have the roundabout coming up to slow them down.
After 400 yards, turn left.
Considering the higher speeds on this road, the signal is only a little early, but not bad enough to be a fault.
Turn left.
Good choice selecting second gear this time, and we went round at a reasonable speed. Given the conditions and the narrow road, this speed is fine.
After 300 yards, turn left, Harpole Lane, then turn right. Turn left, then turn right.
That was much better with the timing of the signal. Nice slow speed, as there could be parked cars round the corner. Now the view opens up, we can speed up.
After 200 yards, turn right, Cars Way, then you have reached your destination. Turn right, then you have reached your destination.
Good signal timing again.
You have reached your destination, Cars Way.
Pull up on the left, in a safe place please.
Good positioning again when parking up.
Thanks, that's the end of the independent driving section. I'll give you directions from now on. Drive on when you're ready. At the end of the road, turn left, onto the main road.
It's quite a tight maneuver to get out of this road, so the slow speed is fine. The back wheel just skirted along the edge of the curb pulling out, but the slow speed and the fact no one was standing there shouldn't mean it's serious. Here, we are directed by the road signs. Speed signs are scrubbed out from when there were roadworks, but we're now on a 50 road. Could have observed a bit earlier, but a smooth enough join.
At the roundabout, follow the road ahead, second exit.
The candidate briefly lets the car wander slightly into the right-hand lane, but it doesn't get close to or affect any other traffic, so not serious. The 24-hour bus lane starts here, on the left. We could have slowed a little earlier as we could see the lights were on red from far away. Much better job this time of slowing early for the lights.
At the roundabout, we'll be following the road ahead, second exit. You can use either this lane or the left-hand lane.
As the bus lane ends, we would ideally move over to the left-hand lane here, ready for following the road ahead at the roundabout. The candidate doesn't do so, but we can still go ahead at the roundabout from this lane, as shown by the arrows on the floor. The candidate stays in their chosen lane to go ahead.
At the next roundabout, follow the road ahead, second exit.
The candidate switches lanes on the bend, which isn't the safest, but they did thoroughly check the appropriate mirrors. Now we're in a good position again to take on the next roundabout following the road ahead.
Take the next entrance on the left please, into the car park. At the end of the road, turn left.
Be wary of the numerous zebra crossing road markings in a car park like this, and be ready to give way to pedestrians.
At the end of the road, turn right. Then, could you drive forward into any bay on the left or the right please, finishing within any marked bay of your choice.
If it's not within the lines, reversing to make an adjustment is allowed. However, effective observation should be made before attempting to reverse back out, and the candidate doesn't do so. Checking behind, over the shoulder would be necessary here. If it looks close as to whether the car is within the space, the examiner may ask you to turn off the engine so that they can check outside the car. On closer inspection, the back right wheel is on the line, which would be a minor fault, but the front right wheel is a couple of inches outside of the line, so, unfortunately is marked as a serious fault. This information will not be disclosed to the candidate until the end of the test.
Okay, reverse out, and head for the exit please.
Good observations this time.
Take the next entrance on the left please. Take the second entrance on the right. This is the first, take the second one please.
Here, we're directed by road signs and markings. The signal isn't strictly necessary.
At the roundabout, follow the road ahead, second exit.
Here, there are no signs or markings to say we can't use the left lane, so choosing that one would have been better. The road we are going into also has 2 lanes, so we can do it from this lane too. The candidate switches lanes mid-roundabout, which isn't ideal, but they thoroughly checked the appropriate mirrors and saw it was clear to move over to the left lane. With the bus lane sign, it's after 9:30, so we can drive in it.
At the next traffic lights, turn left.
Obviously we needed to briefly use the other lane to get around the bus, but we moved back into position at the perfect time. The candidate does well to realize our side of the road isn't clear, and holds back until oncoming traffic goes through.
At the traffic lights, turn right.
The candidate is rightly cautious as we didn't have the green filter arrow, so they are aware the car opposite may move off. These lights are just repeater lights for other traffic, and not for us. There would have to be another stop line before those lights for us to need to stop there. Good early slowing down for the queue of traffic ahead, and we keep a good gap to the vehicle ahead.
At the roundabout, follow the road ahead, second exit.
The candidate just waits, so the junction on the left can be kept clear. Good enough positioning through the roundabout. A bit further to the left would have been even better, as it's quite narrow for 2 lanes.
At the roundabout, turn right, 3rd exit.
Signal timing is okay, and good early position.
Take the next road on the left, then, at the end of that short road, turn left again please. Drive forward into a space on the right please. You've already done your maneuver, so it doesn't have to be perfect.
We needed to signal into the space this time because there was a car behind, though there wasn't any danger of them looking to overtake us.
That's fine, thanks. Turn off your engine. Just give me a moment to do the paperwork. Okay, that's the end of the test and, I'm sorry, but you haven't passed. It was just for your maneuver. After you corrected it, I got out to check, and the right rear wheel was on the line, which was okay, but the front right was slightly over the line, so we didn't finish within the space, so you only failed by a very small margin. Just the other thing to watch out for is your signal timing when following the sat-nav, which you had 3 driving faults for. So look out for where the turn is before signaling and please come back to try again soon because you were so close.